What's up, Ford Raptor owners? Are you like me and you spend $80,000 on a truck and then think, you know what this truck could use? A better brake light, a better third brake light. Well, you're in luck because someone makes one and it's called GJ Motorsports. And that's what we're going to be installing today. I'm Ryan Padilla and this is Silverback Raptor. First thing is we need to remove the stock brake light here, and what you're going to take is this a ratchet with a Torx 20 T20 bit, and that's going to take these 4 screws out here. Back here you have this one simple connector to the stock third brake light, and all you got to do is just disconnect that. Once you have the light off, you're going to want to clean this whole area here because you're going to have to put a new seal around it. It has an adhesive here, and if you don't clean this off, it's basically not going to stick very well. So clean that off and then you get to put on the sealant. Now what you need to do is you got to start making a track for where the wires are going to go. They go through the hole in the back of the bed or the top of the roof here, and basically they're going to come down here through the roof, and you're going to want to make a track from there through the back of the roof here or ceiling, and then you're going to have to take off the trim here for the C-pillar, which will bring the wires all the way down here through this little track here for wires, and it's eventually going to go to the front. So I'm going to start working on that now, and I'm just going to use this trim removal tool in order to do that. So these trim pieces are just held on with some pressure tabs, so it's real easy. Once you can get your fingers under there, you just got to apply some pressure and it's going to pop right out. Focus. Here you go. This is the C-pillar trim section. Right here is the airbag right here. It's a white piece. Okay, so that opens up that whole channel. I'm going to continue working on this piece down here. So this little blue trim removal tool, you just got to slide it under the tight spots. Once you do that, you're going to hear some popping, some clicking. It's normal. Don't be afraid. I know it's an expensive truck, but it's plastic pieces. If you break them, just go to Ford and get some new ones. Probably cheap, hopefully. So we got that piece taken off here. This little step piece opens up this area. I'm going to continue pulling on this area, so let's trim down here so I can get wires under that. Alright, and that's all loose now. It'll be easy to stick some wires under here. And you can see that there's already wires in this area. Get that lit up better, hopefully. There's already wires in this area, in this channel. So basically, you're going to funnel the wires through there. And you're going to have to take this trim piece off here as well on the B-pillar. So I'll do that now. B-pillar is all popped off. Got to do it on the back and the front side as well. Loosen that completely up so you have this open channel here to go this way. Now I took off the Ford Performance step piece as well. Once again, you can see more wires going through this channel. And you got to open up this area, and this is the A-pillar passenger seat where you put your feet and stuff. I don't know the proper terms for it, I'm not a mechanic, but you got to pop this off now to get to the fuses where all your wire connections are going to happen. So once you have the trim taken out and you got your whole channel set up, what we're going to need to do now is get this all ready for the hardware install. So I already took one out, but these plastic pieces here where the stock hardware went through, you got to take these out because they supply some different hardware. I don't know if you can see that right here to put in place there, and it's real simple. These are split here. All I did was squeeze it together with my fingers, and with my other hand I just push it out. So I'll see if I can get that on camera. So take one of your fingers, put it on there's like a little head back here. You're just gonna push on that, squeeze this together. And once you get your fingernails underneath, it just pops right out. Real simple. To inlay the harness, I'm going to work backwards a little bit, just getting the wire connections in place, and then I'm going to be putting the wires or the harness through the channel here to the point where I'm going to get it through the roof, just so I have it all going. It's going to be easier. You can't fit all this stuff through that hole, so it wouldn't make sense to go that way. And what I'll do is on the connections to the actual light, which you can see here, I'm going to use some painter's tape, push these together so it will make it a little bit easier to fish it through that hole. As you can see, I got all the bundles of wire here that are going to be connecting to the fuses and all that, and the upfitter wires. It's going to have the harness here. You're going to wire or string it through this channel. This part's still loose. You're going to go under the B pillar here. It's kind of difficult to see, but you're going to go through there, through that channel. Okay, then it comes out on this side of the B pillar, still following the channel, up the C pillar. And one important thing to make sure you do is the wire or the harness needs to be on the outside of the airbag. Okay, don't stick it up behind. You're going to continue up there to the roof liner. Okay, here you see the harness here. This is all going to get tucked away behind the roof liner, and it'll go back this way. It's just hanging out right now. I'm gonna have to clean it up later. But what I did was I stuck the wires, I stuck my hand in here to feel where that hole was, and I popped the connections that I taped together with painter's tape and popped it through the hole. Here you can see where the connections for the Baja Designs S-Pod lights comes through that hole. Kind of difficult with one hand. Hold on one second. Okay, so I fished those wires out. I'm gonna let them hang out there until I continue putting everything else. So I got the light that has the race radio antenna mount, and it is already wired in the back here with the coaxial cable that will connect to my radio. And And then here is the connection for the brake light. You just plug that in. So I'm going to get this all assembled and then we're going to continue. Finished wiring everything up and connecting it to the power source. Right now I'm just putting together the actual light assembly itself. I'll go over the wiring later. I'm competing with darkness at this point. This is taking me a little bit longer than expected, only because I did not have the wire connection, so I had to leave a couple times and go to AutoZone to get that. But basically, so for these lights, to install them on here, you're gonna have to take off the front faceplate of the S-Pods, or the S2s. You wanna save the little screws that come with it. You're gonna take them off with an Allen key here. And then what you're gonna do is take the supplied gasket here, and you're going to line it up with the light. Okay. From that point forward, you will line the light up itself with the holes. And I wouldn't tighten it all of the way until you have all of the screws in. That way you can tighten them diagonally so everything's tightened down evenly. And I tested these lights already, which I'll show you guys what it looks like. The center light does not come on unless it's being used as a cargo light or a reverse light. So you don't have to worry about it coming on and blinding the people behind you. The center light for me is just an open spot. It doesn't have any like refractory stuff here to bend the light and put it in a different direction or diffuse it. Alright, so I have all of the screws in. Now I'm just tightening them diagonally so it's even, and it will help maintain the light's functionality of keeping moisture out. And there you go. The light is in place. Now I just need to do this one, and once I finish that, I'll get to the installation onto the actual truck itself. So I have all of the screws in. Now I'm just tightening them diagonally so it's even, and it will help maintain the light's functionality of keeping moisture out. There you go. The light is in place. Now I just need to do this one, and once I finish that, I'll get to the installation onto the actual truck itself. So it's dark now, and it's about 7 o'clock at night here. I finally got it installed. It was kind of a bitch with these spring brackets on the inside that you have to bolt the light to. If you don't get it just right, they will pop off and then they fall into the hole inside, and you spend hours trying to put it back or get it back, and then you try to screw in the bolts again and one will pop off, and it just repeats itself. So I'm going to turn on the truck now so you guys can see what it looks like at night, and I'm going to end up buttoning up everything in the morning. As you can see, That is the cargo light. It comes on when you put the truck in reverse, and also when you open the doors. It's pretty bright. So I'm going to turn on the truck now, and then I'm going to put on the amber lights that I have connected to my number 6 auxiliary switch. That does it for tonight. Like I said, ran into the dark here. I'm going to basically show you the rest in the morning, button everything up, and we'll go for there. Alright, it's the next day. I left you guys off yesterday with showing you how the light worked at night. I had to cut it quits because it was super dark. Couldn't make any progress because I don't have any lights or a super cool garage. Realistically, this wouldn't take all day to do. I started at 1 in the afternoon, and some of the things that, or some of the problems that I ran into were neighbors coming over and talking to me about the truck, and then also I needed to pick up some parts from AutoZone that I didn't have, so we'll just go over that right now. Back here on this fuse box, you're gonna end up tapping into these wires here depending on what harness you bought. Right here is a little connector that you're gonna have to take out, and then also back here, it's hard to see, there's another connector that you're gonna take out. One thing that I learned, because I wanted to test the lights, is if those connectors are taken out, you can't start the truck at all. There's no power to the truck. So just know that if you get to that point and you've plugged everything in, you get to the truck and it doesn't turn on, you probably don't have those connectors tight enough. But luckily, when you buy the light, the company GJ Motorsports, they give you a QR code, and you just look that up, and it gives you instructions on how to connect your light with the harness that you bought in this system here. What I ended up doing was connecting the amber lights, the ones that you can light up and connect to your auxiliary. I connected it to the auxiliary 6, which is in the 2018 Raptor. It's the orange and green cord here. So basically these are the upfitter wires that come from the engine, and you're gonna take the hot wires that are associated with auxiliary 6, which is the orange and green wire, and connect them to each other within the engine bay. That will give you power into the cab here, and then you're going to take this yellow, purple, and red wire, and you're going to bound those together inside of this connector here, and then you get this connector. What I got was a 12 to 10 gauge connector here. See if that will focus. 10 to 12 gauge connector here. I put the fat wires through here, and then I take the little orange and green wire, the upfitter wire, and I stuck it in here and clamped that down. The orange and green wire, those connector wires, those are about 20 to 22 gauge wire. So if you just take something big like this on both sides, like these butt to butt connectors, which I started with, it's not going to work because the little wire just falls out. Now the wires that you connect inside the engine bay, the two the hot wires and then the upfitter wires for inside the cab, that is a 20 to 22 gauge, sorry, that's difficult to say, and you basically just put each wire at the end of here and clamp these together, and that's going to connect them and make them hot. This video, or if this video is helpful, subscribe to my channel. I plan on making other videos related to the truck, the trips that I do, anything that I install. Also go to my Instagram at Silverback Raptor. Peace.